Hello and welcome everybody to my channel Omni Bio Entrance, and today we will be discussing University of Hyderabad MSc Entrance Examination question paper for the subject Molecular Microbiology conducted in the year 2018. So coming to the first question. Which of the following statements is not correct regarding cyanobacteria? Cyanobacteria are gram-negative prokaryotes. They are autotrophic forms and the photosynthesis is of oxygenic type. Nostoc and Abena possess heterocyst in which atmospheric nitrogen is fixed. So all three are correct. So unlike bacteria, cell wall of cyanobacteria lack peptidoglycan. So that is the wrong statement because peptidoglycan is present in cyanobacteria. So answer is option D. Many plant pathogenic fungi produce aprosoria prior to penetrating the plant tissue, and most of these aprosoria contain a layer of dark colored pigment which is very important in the penetration process is called as. So it is called as melanin. This is a repeated question. Then next one. A simple spherical virus particle is called an icosahedron made up of. It is made of 30 edges, 20 faces and 12 vertices. Answer is option A. Then next one. A frustule is. So a frustule, it is a hard and porous cell wall of or external layer of diatoms. Answer is option A. Then which among the following is an acid buffer? So an acidic buffer solution contains a weak acid and its salt with a strong base. So the answer here is option A. So that is a weak acid and a salt with a strong base. So answer is option A. Then next one. Which among the following belong to polyketide class of antibiotics? So tetracyclines is the answer. Answer is option B, and they are aromatic polyketides biosynthesized by bacterial type 2 polyketide synthesis. So answer here is option B, tetra. Then next one. Roll tube method is employed to isolate. So roll tube method is used to isolate stringent anaerobes. So answer here is option C, that is anaerobes. Then sorry. Which of the following is most likely order, earliest to latest in the eukaryotic organelles, in which the eukaryotic organelles have evolved? So it is nucleus, mitochondria and then chloroplast. Answer is option D. The next one. When E. coli growing on a normal medium with glucose was transferred to a medium with only lactose as sugar, the following will happen. So the E. coli, it was growing in normal medium with glucose. Then it was transferred to medium with only lactose as the sugar. There was no glucose in the medium. So what will happen? The lac operon will be induced. Answer is option D, because it contains the enzymes required for utilizing the lactose present in the medium. So answer is option D. Then next one. If both strands of a DNA helix are fully radioactive and allowed to replicate twice in a non-radioactive medium, what will be the correct number of radioactive strands formed? So this is the DNA which was fully radioactive. It was allowed to replicate in the non-radioactive medium. So it is semi-conservative method of DNA replication. So one strand will be of N15 which is radioactive nitrogen, and the other strand will be of N14 which is non-radioactive nitrogen. So I have given the non-radioactive form like this in a scribbled way and the radioactive part as straight line. So after the first replication, these two strands will separate and you will get and you will get one strand which is N15 and the other which is non-radioactive. Then again you replicate this because they have replicated twice in the non-radioactive medium. So again replicated in the non-radioactive medium, you will get two strands with half radioactivity and half non-radioactivity, and 2 strands which are fully radioactive. So the answer is out of 4 strands, 2 will have radioactivity. So answer is option A. Then next one. If Mendel had studied the 7 traits using a plant with 12 chromosomes instead of 14, the following would have happened. So he would not have discovered the law of independent assortment. That is the answer, option C. Because Mendel studies 7 traits in the different pea plant. Pea plant has 14 chromosomes, that is 7 chromosome in haploid condition. Hence he studied one trait or a gene on one chromosome. If pea plant would have had 12 chromosomes instead of 14, he would not have discovered the law of independent assortment. Instead, he would have discovered linkage as 2 genes would have been present on a single chromosome. So answer is option C. Next one. When the fleshy receptacle forms a hollow cavity with a narrow apical opening guarded by scales and the flowers are borne on the inner wall of the cavity, the inflorescence is called. It is called as hypanthodium. Answer is option C. Then peribulum. Peribulum give rise to. So peribulum give rise to, it is, okay, before that. Histogen theory of Hanstein states that shoot apical meristem consists of 3 distinct zones, that is dermatogen, peribulum and pleuron. So dermatogen, it is the external layer which forms outer covering of all organs of the plant and give rise to epidermis. Then peribulum, it is the middle layer, it give rise to cortex and endodermis. Then pleuron, it is the central layer with pleuron is the last layer, form pith and primary vascular bundle. So the answer here is peribulum, it give rise to cortex, hypodermis and endodermis. So answer here is option C. Then next one. These are some of the important biomolecules. Identify the corresponding match. So cytochrome P450, that is heme protein complex. It has got the heme protein complex. Then ascorbic acid, it is an antioxidant. So M4. And glutathione, it is a thiol tripeptide N1 and H2O2 is superoxide dismutase. Answer is O2. Anyway, most of these questions, these options which I have asked for match the following is repeated. Previous also they have asked somewhat similar questions with similar options. Okay, so L5, M4, N1 and O2 is the answer. Then next one. Which of the following pair is mismatch? So sulfur granules, they are energy reserve. Metachromatic granules, stored phosphates. Lipid inclusions, polybeta hydroxybutyric acid and polysaccharide granules, stored starch. So polysaccharide granules, that is not stored starch, not starch but contain glycogen as storage form of glucose, not starch. So the correct mismatch is, the correct answer is option D, and polysaccharide granule stored starch is the mismatch. Then next one. Calvin Bridges experimentally produced various combinations of X chromosomes and autosomes in Drosophila melanogaster. In his investigations, he observed that Drosophila flies having 2 X chromosomes and 3 set of autosomes were. So they were, that is, flies having 2 X chromosome and 3 set of autosomes were intersex. Answer is option D. Then hypnotoxin is a poisonous fluid produced by. So it is produced by nematocyst of Hydra. Answer is option. Then next one. Match the following using the codes given below. Terrain or benign malaria. So it is caused by Plasmodium vivax. 1C. Then quatrain malaria, it is caused by Plasmodium malariae. Mild terrain malaria, it is caused by Plasmodium ovale. And malignant terrain malaria is caused by Plasmodium falciparum. So answer is option A, 1C, 2B, 3D and 4A. Then next one. The degree of hydrolysis of the salt of a weak acid and a strong base is. So degree of hydrolysis of salt of weak acid and a strong base, it is given by the formula H is degree of hydrolysis is equal to square root of Kh by C. So what is Kh? Kh is the hydrolysis constant and C is the concentration. So the degree of hydrolysis, that is H of the salt of weak acid and strong base, it is inversely proportional to the square root of initial concentration. So answer is option D. Then heliotism is shown by. So heliotism is the term used for the symbiosis of algae and fungi. So it is shown by lichens. Lichens is symbiotic association between algae and fungi. So answer is option A. Then an ideogram is. So an ideogram is the diagrammatic representation of karyotype showing all the morphological feature of the chromosomes grouped on the basis of position of centromere and ordered in a series of decreasing size. So here the options is answer is option C, that is a drawing or photomicrograph of the chromosomes of a particular cell. Then next one, the pair of molecules which form the strongest intermolecular hydrogen bond is. So it is HCOH and CH3COOH. Answer is option B. Then next one, most commonly used probe for glycoprotein is. So it is lectin. Answer is option C. So next one, choose the correct statement regarding the properties of enzyme. Enzyme initiate chemical reaction. Enzyme catalyze a reaction, not initiate. Enzyme lowers the activation energy needed by the substrate molecule. That is correct. So answer is option B. We will see the others. Enzyme usually have low molecular weight as compared to the substrate molecules. Then next one, enzyme exists in the cell in the form of solution. Enzyme exists in the cell in the form of colloids. So answer is option B. Then next one, which of the following pigment is not characteristic of chloroplast? So anthocyanin is a pigment that is not characteristic of chloroplast. It is found in the cell vacuole. Then next, when bacteria are grown on a medium containing S35 as the source of sulfur, S35 get accumulated in. It gets accumulated in the protein because protein amino acids have got sulfur groups in them. That is cysteine and methionine. They have sulfur in the in those amino acids. Whereas in RNA, mRNA and DNA, you don't find any sulfur. Then next one, if a normal man marries an albino. If a normal woman marries an albino man and the offspring are half albino and half normal, the woman is. So albino, it will be expressed in the recessive condition. Okay, when it is in the homozygous recessive condition, you will get albino offspring. So the normal woman can be either capital A or capital A small a. This is the carrier form. So even then, because since A is dominant, capital A is the dominant character, that is normal color, the woman will be showing only normal skin coloration and not albino, because albino is expressed only in homozygous recessive condition. So albino man will be small a. Now if the woman's genotype is capital A and man is small a, then no offspring will be albino. All will be normal color. So they have asked in the question that the offsprings are half albino and half normal. So for albino offsprings to be present, the women must be heterozygous. Only then she will contribute this recessive A to the genotype of the offspring. So you will get half normal individuals and half albino individuals. So the answer here is heterozygous and normal. So answer is option B. Heterozygous normal. Then next one. One of the following is a characteristic feature of the phylum Porifera. So sponge-like body with channels to circulate water. That is the characteristic feature of phylum Porifera. Then vernalization. Vernalization, it refers to promotion of flowering by cold treatment or low temperature treatment, that is 0 to 4 degree Celsius. So vernalization is induced by, it is induced by low temperature. Answer is option A. Then the phloem elements which consist of living cells but non-nucleated. So sieve tubes are long tubular constituents of the phloem, and they are living cells but have lost their nuclei to become specialized for the translocation of food. So the answer here is option D, that is sieve tubes. Then next one. During which geological era did Trympanosaurus rex live? So it lived in the Cretaceous era. So answer is option C. Okay, coming to the next question. Thermophiles have temperature optima between. So thermophiles are those organisms which grow above 40 degrees Celsius and which have optimal growth temperature between 50 and 55 degrees Celsius. So the option which is near to 50 and 55 degrees Celsius, I can say it is option B, that is 55 to 65 degrees Celsius. The next one. Phylloquinone is a chemical compound that contains a ring of 2-methyl-1,4-naphthoquinone and an isoprenide side chain, and usually produced by green plants, algae and photosynthetic bacteria. It functions as one of the following vitamins. So in humans and other vertebrates, this phylloquinone, it plays the role of the vitamin K1 that is required for blood coagulation and bone and vascular metabolism. So phylloquinone functions as vitamin K1. Answer is option B. Then which among the following is not related to deficiency or illness of the eye? So it is otitis, that is not related to deficiency or illness of the eye. It is infection of the middle ear and occurs when virus or bacteria cause the area behind the eardrum to become inflamed. So the condition, it is common in children. Then ammonia oxidation to nitrate depends on the following two bacteria, that is Nitrobacter and Nitrococcus. Answer is option C. This is a repeated question. Then water transport from roots to leaves is explained by. So this is also a repeated question. It is explained by the cohesion tension theory. So the cohesion tension theory, it explains the translocation of water by the process of transpiration. This theory was proposed by Dixon and Joly and is popularly known as cohesion tension transpiration pull model of water transport. This transpiration pull, it helps in water transport from root to the leaves. So the answer here is option D, that is cohesion tension theory. Then Ames test that uses. So it uses a special strain of Salmonella to test chemicals for mutagenicity and potential carcinogenicity. So answer is option A. Then which of the following statement is false? So auxins and gibberellins, they promote stem elongation. Then cytokinins promote cell division but retard leaf aging. Abscisic acid promotes water loss and retard dormancy. Ethylene promotes fruit ripening and abscission. So abscisic acid, it has essential role in multiple physiological processes of the plant such as stomatal closure, cuticular wax accumulation, leaf senescence, bud dormancy, seed germination, osmoregulation and growth inhibition are some of them. So it is also referred to as the stress hormone because it helps by increasing the tolerance of the plant to different kind of stress. So the answer which is false is abscisic acid promotes water loss and retard dormancy. It causes bud dormancy. So the answer is option C, which is false, that is abscisic acid promotes water loss and retard dormancy. Next one, geosmins are, this is a repeated question, streptomycete metabolites that give characteristic earthy odor of soil. So answer is option B. Then which of the following act as a tag to lysosomal enzyme? This is also a repeated question. So lysosomal enzymes are tagged for lysosome by addition of mannose-6-phosphate label. So the answer is option B, that is mannose-6-phosphate. Then saponification. Saponification is the hydrolysis of an ester with NaOH or KOH to give alcohol and sodium or potassium salt of the acid. So saponification is, answer is option A, hydrolysis of esters under basic conditions. Answer is option A. Then next one. To prepare 1 liter reaction buffer containing 10 millimolar tris at pH 7 and 0.5 millimolar MgCl2 and 0.01% NaN3, the given stock solution should be mixed in the order of dash and make up the volume to 1 liter. So we need to, these are the stocks, that is 2 molar tris at pH 7, 1 molar MgCl2 and 1% NaN3, and the final volume should be 1 liter or 1000 ml. So first we will see tris. We need a concentration of 10 millimolar tris. We have to take it from 2 molar tris stock. So these are the, so this is the equation, that is M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So 2 into X, that is how much, this is the molarity of the working stock, that is 2 molar. And how much we have to take from the 2 molar to make 10 millimolar, or 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 molar into 1000, that is 1 liter. Since here in the options it is ml, I have converted the 1000, that is 1 liter into 1000 ml. So for the tris we need 5 ml. So and MgCl2, using the same formula we will need 0.5 ml, and NaN3 also using the same formula we need 10 ml. So the answer here is option D, that is 5 ml of tris at pH 7 and 0.5 ml of MgCl2 and 10 ml of NaN3. So the answer here is option D. Next one. The following is a non-nutritive sweetener. So non-nutritive sweeteners are alternatives to nutritive sweeteners that add little or no calories to your diet when they are used to sweeten foods and drinks. So steviol glycoside are natural constituents of the leaves of Stevia rebaudiana, and they are non-nutritive sweeteners and are reported to be 200 to 400 times sweeter than table sugar. So the answer here is steviol glycoside. Answer is option A. Then myosin is a protein that converts. So myosin are superfamily of actin motor proteins that convert chemical energy in the form of ATP to mechanical energy, thus generating force and movement. So the answer is option B, that is chemical energy to mechanical energy. Answer is option B. Then next one. Double fertilization result in. So double fertilization, it result in a zygote and an endosperm. Answer is option C. It is seen in case of angiosperm plants. The next one. Which among the following is a cofactor for the enzyme hexokinase? So hexokinase requires magnesium ion as cofactor. So answer is Mg2+. Then next one. Which is the terminal acceptor of electrons in the electron transport pathway in mitochondria? So it is oxygen. That is the terminal acceptor of electrons. Then next one. Identify the water soluble protein given below. It is cytochrome C, that is water soluble. Answer is option B. Then lactulose is made of. It is made of galactose and fructose. Answer is option C. And lactulose is also known as 1,4-beta galactoside fructose. And it is a disaccharide that is made of galactose and fructose. Then, which one of the following amino acid is mostly likely to disrupt an alpha helix? So it is proline. Answer is option C. Then next one. Which complex in blue-green algae harvests the light and funnels of photosystem 2? So it is phycobilisomes. Answer is option B. Then next one. A trihybrid plant, that is capital A small a, capital B small b, capital C small c, after self-fertilization forms. So it forms. So here how many gametes will be formed? You have got 3 heterozygous individuals. 3 heterozygotes in the particular genotype. So 2 raised to n, where n is the number of heterozygotes in the given genotype. So the number of heterozygotes here is 3. So 2 into 2 into 2, that is 8. So number of gametes formed will be 8. And number of zygotes formed will be, so the number of different zygotes will be 8 square. That is 8 into 8, that is 64. So the answer is 8 different gametes and 64 different zygotes. Answer is option B. Then Hershey-Chase demonstrated that the genetic material in DNA is DNA using which of the following phages? So it had used the phage T2 phage. Answer is option A. Then next one. In contrast to mutations induced by chemical mutagen, transposon-induced mutations are more likely. So transposons are mutagens. They can cause mutation in several ways. That is, if a transposon inserts itself into a functional gene, it will probably damage it. Insertion into exons, introns, and even into DNA flanking the genes, that is, which contains promoters and enhancers, can be destroyed or altered by the transposon activity. And a transposable element, it can even sometimes revert the mutations. Okay. So in contrast to mutations induced by chemical mutagen, transposon induced mutations are more likely able to revert. Answer is option C. Then successful gene therapy in humans was first reported for adenosine deaminase. Answer is option A. Then the next scientific name of the insectivorous plant Venus flytrap. It is Dionaea muscipula. Okay, answer is option C. Then different nomenclatures are used to differentiate various types of epitopes. Name the nomenclature given to the hidden epitopes. So it is called as cryptotopes. Answer is option B. Then next one. As of today, these are the smallest pathogenic microorganisms that have been reported to have naked positive sense RNA molecule as short as 400 nucleotides as their genetic materials. So which are these organisms? So they are viroids. Viroids are naked molecules of infectious RNA. So answer is option C. Then next one. One of the following is not naturally occurring cytosine. So it is kinetin. Answer is option A. Then next one. Which of the following statement is incorrect about plasmids? So they are replicons that are stably inherited in an extra chromosomal state. Then they cannot replicate when they are integrated into the main host chromosome. So the integrated plasmids, they can be replicated and stably maintained in a cell through multiple generation, but at some stage they will exist as independent plasmid molecules. So the answer, that is this particular option, that they cannot replicate when they are integrated into the main host chromosome, is incorrect. They can actually replicate even then. Then they play an essential role under certain environmental conditions. That is also true. Some carry resistance genes in them. Then next, they are not required for survival of these cells. That is also true. So the answer is option B, which is incorrect about plasmids. Then which of the following statements about heritability is incorrect? Heritability estimates are absolute measures of the contribution of genetic and environmental factors of the phenotype. So heritability, it is a measure of how well differences in people's genes account for the differences in their traits. So that is the measure of heritability. So the answer option A is incorrect and A is the answer. The next one. The phenomenon of water droplets observed at the tip of grasses or some herbaceous plant leaves in the morning hours is called as dash and occur through dash. So this is a repeated question. The answer is it is called guttation and occurs through hydrothods. Answer is option C. The next one. Helicobacter belong to the class of. So it belongs to the class of epsilon proteobacteria, option D. Then in a angiosperm, ABC model pertains to. So it pertains to flower development. Answer is option C. The RNA polymerase holoenzymes specificity factor that mediates promoter recognition in E. coli. So it is the sigma subunit. Answer is option C. The next one. Which of the following is correct about DNA palindromic sequences? So they are sites of restriction endonucleases. Answer is option D. Then which of the following does not occur in chloroplast? Photosynthesis, lipid synthesis, sucrosynthesis, star synthesis. So sucrosynthesis does not take place in chloroplast. It takes place in the cytosol. Answer is option C. Then, which of the following enzymes are not involved in lysis of plant cell wall to obtain protoplast? So, protoplast are cells which have had their cell wall removed, usually by digestion with enzymes. So, cellulase enzyme digests the cellulose in plant cell walls, while pectinase enzyme break down the pectin holding cells together. So which of the following enzymes are not involved in the lysis of plant cell wall to obtain protoplast are? Answer is option B, that is chitinase, then 4 is lysozyme and 5 is peptidase. So these enzymes are not involved. Then why plant chlorophyll and leaves are green? This is due to reflection of green light with the wavelength between 480 and 550 nanometers. So answer is option B. Then next one. The toxin produced by Clostridium botulinum primary target in human system is. So it is the nervous system. It is targeted. So answer is option C. Then next one. Which of the following is not an essential mineral element for plants? So it is aluminium, which is not an essential mineral element for plant. Option D. Which of the following represent monosomy condition? So it is 2n minus 1, which represents monosomy. That is option D. Then match the following using the codes given below. Nalidixic acid. Nalidixic acid DNA topoisomerase. Rifampicin is transcription. Penicillin inhibits cell wall synthesis, that is 3B, and fusidic acid is translation. So the answer here is option D, that is 1D, 2C, 3B, 4A. Then which of the following has quaternary structure? So hemoglobin has got quaternary structure, whereas myoglobin, it is having tertiary structure. So answer is option B. Then select the correct match from the options given below. Initiation of spindle fibers, that is zygotine. Answer is option 1B. Then synthesis of RNA and protein, G1 phase, 2C. Then action of endonuclease, that is packaging, 3D. And movement of chromatids towards opposite poles, 4E, that is anaphase 2. Answer is option B. That is 1B, 2C, 3D and 4E. Answer is option B. Next one. When the cap of an average gilled mushroom is cut off and placed on a paper, a spoke-like print eventually appears on the paper under the cap. This powdery material would be. So it will be basidiospores. Answer is option C. Then next one. Infection is transmitted when the primary host consumes the secondary host in the case of. So answer is Taenia solium, tapeworm. So humans are the primary host and pigs are the secondary host in the case of tapeworm. Okay. So the primary host, that is humans, consume the secondary host, that is pigs. Pig meat and all, if you consume, you can get your chances of getting Taenia solium infection. Then which of the following represent mismatched pair? So Platyhelminthes solenocytes, Nemathelminthes malpighian tubules. So that is the mismatch. Okay, 2 is mismatch. Answer is option C, that is only 2. Annelids, Nephridia and mollusk, it is head kidneys. All the others are correct. The next one. The quiescent center of the apical meristem consists of. They consist of slow dividing cells. Answer is option B. The mechanism of ATP formation both in chloroplast and mitochondria is explained by. It is explained by chemiosmotic theory. Answer is option B. Which of the following must be present if the ecosystem is to be maintained? So producers and decomposers have to be there if the ecosystem has to be maintained. Answer is option C. Then sesamonastic movements are found in. It is found in touch me not plant. Answer is option B. Then next one. Find the most appropriate match. So one, that is beta oxidation, it take place in peroxisomes also. So 1B, 50S ribosome, mitochondria, 3 light reaction, chloroplast, steroid synthesis, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So the answer is option A, that is 1B, 2D, 3A and 4C. Then nucleoside. Nucleoside is nucleotide minus phosphate group. Answer is option C. Then next one. Glycocalyx. It is highly hydrated fibrous network of carbohydrate that project out and cover the membrane of endothelial cells, many bacteria and other cells. Answer is option A. Then promoter is. It is upstream DNA sequence of a gene which is recognized by RNA polymerase in order to initiate transcription. Answer is option B. Then Wharton's jelly, a pure form of mucous connective tissue, is found in. It is found in umbilical cord of mammals. Answer is option C. Then what are endospores? Endospores are certain bacterial spores enable them to survive in adverse conditions. Answer is option C. An example of biodegradable pollutant is. So it is answer is option B, that is carcass. Then next one. Red rot of sugarcane is caused by. So 1 minute. So it is caused by Colletotrichum facultum. Answer is option D. Second generation vaccine is one that consists of. So it consists only the protein coat of the virus. Answer is option C. So what are second generation vaccine? They are developed from the recombinant DNA technology, are called second generation vaccines. Okay. So it contains, so second generation vaccine, it contains only the protein coat of a virus. Then next one. 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid is generally used as a weedicide. Answer is option D. Radioactive isotope of hydrogen is tritium. Answer is option C. Mesoglia is characteristic of. It is characteristic of coelentrates. So the inner endoderm and the outer ectoderm separated by a jelly-like layer called the mesoglia. It is seen in coelentrates. Then the enzyme eripsin acts on. It acts on proteins. Answer is option C. Then eripsin is a mixture of enzymes combined in a protein fraction formed in the intestinal juices that digest peptones into amino acid. It is produced and secreted by the intestinal glands in the ileum and the pancreas. Then next one. The oldest living fossil is, so it is cyanobacteria. Answer is option D. Then next one. One molecule of carbon dioxide contains. So one molecule of carbon dioxide, one carbon atom plus two oxygen atoms. So 1 mole of carbon dioxide will be 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 carbon dioxide molecules. Or 1 mole of carbon dioxide contain 2 into 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 oxygen atoms. So option B is also wrong. Or you can say that 1 molecule of carbon dioxide contain 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 atoms of carbon. Answer A is correct. Cilia and flagella have. So they have similar internal structure and dissimilar in size. Cilia are short hair-like appendages extending from the surface of a living cell, and flagella are long thread-like appendages on the surface of a living cell. So they have similar internal structure but are similar in size. So answer is option B. So that's it. Thank you for watching my channel. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.